And I think we are, yes, we are live. What's going on, guys? I'm going on a little earlier today because I wanted to make sure that I had everything all organized and everything. All right. So, um, guys, welcome to the new season of Coloring with Jeff. So, season two, if you will, episode one. And, woo, yay. I took a little bit of a hiatus there. I just kind of had so much going on over the course of the past little while. And my desk is dirty. It is a little dusty. But I'm back in the swing of things. Everything seems to be looking pretty good, and I'm very excited to definitely start this new season. Um, what I'm going to be doing, guys, back and forth because I am here alone. Unfortunately, my computer is a little further away from me um, than I wanted to, but that's just kind of how it's set up in the apartment here. So I'm doing the best I can. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at the comments over on the computer, but I'm going to be doing the coloring. And when I start coloring, I'm just going to keep on going. I will try to get to questions. I will try to, I will answer you guys, but it might be after the fact, after you've asked me. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get it worked out. Then I can answer your questions right away. Then believe me, I will. So, all right. I cannot tell. I think I have a couple of comments right now since it's not quite yet 3 o'clock Central Time. Hey, how you doing? Oh, okay. Yeah. That was the Milwaukee Makers Market. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Randy? Oh, I will. I'll be coloring. That's for sure. Good. I'm glad you're on my YouTube as well. So thank you so much. Not you, Randy, the someone else. Awesome. Yes, I will be going live in just a couple of minutes here. I'm just kind of standing here in front of my computer. I know it's kind of weird. Um, Kind of just looking over the comments. But just to let you guys know what this is all about, what I'm going to be doing this season with Coloring with Jeff, of course, coloring, all hand coloring live right here. Ask me a question and boom. You should get an answer right away. But like I said, my computer is kind of far away, so I may have to run back and forth. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on the comments here like I'm doing now. But also, I'm here to possibly give you guys some information about markers, paper, what markers works good with some papers, which don't, what markers I use, and all that kind of fun stuff. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this season. I'm going to have some giveaways as well. Not tonight yet. Kind of ran short of a little time, but I will have some giveaways coming up in the very near future. So be on the lookout for those. And all right. So I'm just going to kind of sit here and talk for a couple of minutes while we're waiting until 3 o'clock Central Time to happen. And okay, looking at my comments over there. So I don't know if you can kind of see like past my head, right there on this side, right over here. These are my two little penguins, Patrick and Penny Penguin. I'm trying to get in. There we go. Patrick and Penny Penguin. These are my cute little penguin guys. Patrick and Penny, they found each other. They once you find each other, this is what's said. When you're a penguin, you found your mate, you're together forever. So they sure did do that. But anytime during the video, if you guys have any questions, please ask me away. Like I said, comment. Going to be going back and forth to my comments. Yes, right now I'm streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. First time on Twitch. I don't even know if it's even working. I don't know if I set it up right. Uh, and Twitter. So also I'm part of a network as well. My friends over at Hanging with the Web Show TV. They actually have their own network, and I'm streaming live right now on their network, which is on Facebook. They're all over the place too, but Facebook and on their YouTube as well. So yeah, I'm in a few different locations, actually. All right. So, like I was saying earlier, I want to go ahead and just start my little spiel now since we're just a couple minutes away. Um, Season 2, Episode 1. I'm very excited to be back with Coloring with Jeff, and this is something I've been really planning on for some time. And I'm just glad that I'm back. I'm glad that things, I'm kind of working kinks out of things. So I think you guys are going to enjoy this season. I really do. And kicking off today, the piece that I'm going to be doing, we're going to get kind of festive a little bit. Now, Jeff, what's festive necessarily in February? Well, uh, thank you for asking that. It's actually not until February 14th, but you know what? Valentine's Day. So we're going to kick off a little bit. This is going to be kind of a different piece. First of all, I've never hand colored Chester. That's a lie. No, I did, but it was like a thumbnail. So it wasn't like a full piece like this here. But I've never colored a full piece of Chester. And I've never colored Chester like this ever before, except for digitally just one time. So if I make a mistake, guys, I'm making it right here live for you to watch me. So let's hope that I don't make a mistake. Oh, got some comments. After these couple of comments, I'm going to go right back over here. Fantastic. Twitch is working. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. Okay, yep. Awesome. My Twitch is working, someone just told me. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. So like I said, the piece that I'll be working on today, this is a piece, again, that I've never hand colored before. And this is actually featuring Chester, one of my main characters I have never hand colored before. So this is going to be interesting. All right, guys. So unfortunately, I cannot. I don't think there's anything I can do here. Okay, yeah, I can do it that way. Okay, but I can't switch this around, which really kind of stinks. So I do apologize. This was some of the issues I was trying to work out before. Where's my? Oh, there it is. These are some of the things, the kinks I was trying to work out before, and I couldn't get them done. So bear with me for just 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to flip this around, and we are going to get started. Hold on. I know I'm not there yet. I know. Ooh. All right. So here we are. There we are, Mr. Chester here. All right. So, guys, give me just 1 more minute for 1 second. Give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that, guys. This is why it's always very important that I have two people. But unfortunately, my other person, he has a full-time job. All right. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Looking at the comments, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. So like I said, as you can see, this is my little guy. This is Chester. I've never hand colored this guy before. This is actually the first time. I'm really excited about coloring him. So Chester's the chipmunk, and of course, he's all dressed up, and love is in the air, da 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 da. And no, I'm not going to sing for you, but Chester is dressed up as a cherub. He is definitely getting ready for the February Valentine's Day love fest that's out there. So without further ado, guys, I am just going to get started, and I'm going to try very hard. Wow, this is actually a really good picture. Wow, good. Never mind. I'm going to, what I was about to say, I am not going to say. So, all right, let's just go ahead and dive right in. Ah, all right. Forgot my camera's a little over there. All right, so the first thing I'm going to start with are these three little lines up on top here for him. And feel free, guys, too, to share this video at any time. Sharing is wonderful. He's all done. Nope, kidding. Well, once I got a couple of comments here, so hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Oh, okay. Awesome. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. No, people just letting me know that Twitch works. So fantastic. All right. Let's move them over there. All right. I'm going to start on some smaller parts of him first. You know what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just going to dive right in and I'm going to go right to a lighter portion. Now, the markers that I use, just like last year, just like I've been using, all the markers that I've been using actually are Prismacolor and Blick Studio. Why? Well, honestly, these are just the ones that I tell myself on. So there really isn't a right or wrong answer when it comes to markers. It's whatever you prefer, whatever works for you. That's what I say. Now, when you are, some of this stuff I'm going to be kind of repeating here and there, like what I'm about to say. So when you're coloring, you want to try to stay and go in the same direction you started. So in other words, you see which way that I was going there. Okay, I was kind of going this way. You don't want to go up and down and left and right. You don't want to go in circles. You don't want to do all cross. You want to just stay in one direction. And the reason for that is because the markers are streaky, as you can see. With the markers being streaky, if you start going in all different sorts of directions when you're coloring, unfortunately, it pulls away from the entire piece, and it kind of hurts the piece. Gotta make sure I keep it over here. Sorry, guys. This is Chester Chimpmunk. He is best friends with Stanley Squirrel. And when him and Stanley get together, just watch out. I mean, these two are definitely troublemakers. All right, let's get this. And what I love about these markers that I use, and most markers have this now, but they have a thick end, like a thick brush, which I was just using, and they have a little fine point that you see that I just used there. Oh, hold on 1 second. Comments? I'm not going to do the comments all the time because I see a few here and there. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Randy. All right. Okay. So I'm going to continue. Something that I do all the time is I always leave a little bit of white kind of on the edges in some parts of the body. And the reason for that is because I like to show like where there's a highlight. So it kind of just separates out like there. So it kind of just separates a little bit different parts of, in this case, his fingers, his hands, body parts. Sorry. I think this is also part of his belly. You know what? It is now. That works for me. Making sure I have it in the good location. There we go. Okay. So you can probably tell, you can see what I'm doing. I'm doing the lighter part first. And for me, it just works out better this way. It doesn't matter if you decide to go darkest to lightest, that's okay. That's perfectly okay. There is no right or wrong answer for this. It is just a personal preference. Oops. One little part forgot here. Just saw it. Whoops. There we go. Keep them at an angle. All right, so now we're going to do we're going to do the main color of Chester. Which now this is going to sound kind of weird. So this is an old version of Prismacolor. This is a very old marker. This is early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s. And I say because here's the chisel part, which they still have on all their markers. So that's the chisel. However, the fine, look at that. That is a little too fine, and I think that's dried up anyway. So this is definitely an older marker. So what I have to do is use the chisel tip on its side. So it kind of gives the illusion that I'm using a thinner head. I've had people at conventions and events that I've gone to when I'm coloring live, and they ask me, Jeff, how do you have such a steady hand? Well, that's kind of the weird part. Sometimes, for the most part, I kind of don't. It may look like I do, but I also say a lot of practice. I mean, I've been hand coloring for, oh my gosh, um, 13 years, like solid 13 years. So it's a lot of practice, and I've been, like I said, doing it for such a long time. Trying to keep my hand out of the way. There we go. And then also with this piece, I'm going to do kind of a little bit of a background. Now that's something that I normally don't do with markers. However, in this case, I have an idea, and I kind of want to roll with it. And I want to see how it's going to go. So for the first time, you guys are going to see me do not a major one, but kind of a light background. When we get there, I'll show you exactly what I mean. So again, as you see, I'm trying to keep some of that white highlight there. Squirrels are right outside, right outside my window here. And it's been a wonderful day today. I mean, in the Midwest, 43 degrees, 45 degrees, that's perfect. So like I was saying before, go with the flow, the way your markers are, the way you started coloring, because then everything just kind of looks more uniform. It looks a little more put together, if you will. All right, hold on one second. We'll check some comments. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Okay. Cool. All right. Okay. Next week I'm going to play some music because it's a little too quiet over here. All right. I'll turn my paper a little bit. A lot of times when I'm coloring my characters, coloring my little guys, or just coloring in general, really, I have to make my own uh, colors. Well, this is basically the color that Chester is. A little bit lighter than I thought it was going to be, but still looks really good. And let me tell you, when you make your own colors, that's fun. That stuff is fun. And I do that a lot here, actually. So for those of you who might be wondering, what kind of paper am I actually coloring on? Well, this is an 80-pound bright white matte paper. So it has a little bit of a smoothness kind of to it. But what I like about this is because it's bright white, it really makes the markers stand out on the piece. So it kind of gives it like a true, kind of shows the true colors of um, the markers. All right. So every week, every Tuesday, as of right now, I'm going to be going live at the same time. Now, this is a lot earlier. This is like 4 to 5 hours earlier than I normally would go. But the reason for that is because I need the natural light. What is that? Yep, that's it. But the natural light is something that I definitely need because unfortunately, where this coloring desk is, there's no lights anywhere around it. Not above it, nowhere. And even though I've tried it before, coloring at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, unfortunately, it just didn't. It didn't really go over so well. Oops. All right, you can see I'm getting like the little parts here. I wonder. Nah, we'll just do this color. So I went to the store, Blick, art supply store, and the young lady behind the register, she tells me, and we saw the signs everywhere, but she says to me, she goes, "I'm just letting you know that we are no longer going to be selling Prismacolor markers individually." I'm like, "What?" I thought they were going out of business. Well, no, they're just not selling them individually. So in other words, this marker, if I needed just this one marker, I would have to buy the entire set in order to get this one marker. And wow, let me just tell you how wrong that is. That's just not right. So it was kind of a shock to me when she told me that and when I saw the signs everywhere. All right, now I'm gonna work on do gold here on his arrow or his bow. Now you could probably see it. I don't know how you guys can see it. I think you could see it. I didn't do just straight yellow all the way through and then call it a day. No, I'm actually doing the white is a highlight of the gold because this is a gold bow. So I'm trying to give it the illusion that it's gold. Anyways, yeah, so when she told me that, I was just kind of like, what? So I don't know what's going on. I might have to change up my markers completely. I don't know yet. I'm hoping I'm not going to have to because I've got hundreds of markers um, that I just really don't want to get rid of. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of orange just on one side to kind of show it's, there we go. Just to kind of give it a little bit of depth there. Now the shadow that's back there behind him was already there. I actually printed it that way on purpose. So now it's really going to look like he's going to pop right off of the page. All right, let me just check my comments real quick, make sure I'm not missing anybody. Wow. All right, I am not. Okay, just want to make sure. I don't want to be ignoring anybody. Ah. This is one of those colors I'm kind of making myself. The red that you just saw me put down, that darker red, it's a darker red, yes, but it's just a regular red. But it's almost too much on the purpley side. And then the red that I just went over with it is kind of too much on the orange side. So I just combine those two markers together for me, to get more of a traditional looking red. That's the cool thing about working with markers. You can definitely play around. It's a lot of fun. Where the heck's my marker? Oh, there it is. There we go. You can just kind of play around and see what works. But a lot of times it could be very repetitive. Going over the same piece, same part, numerous times. Ouch. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to work on his. Now you may not. I don't know how this color is going to come up, but I'm using. Okay. I'm using a cream color, so you might be able to see it. Not sure. So this is just the first color I'm laying down here. Got a couple more colors I'm going to add to this, kind of give it that look that I'm looking for. Yeah, that's pretty much. So what I do is I go from lightest to darkest. Again, it really doesn't matter if you choose to go the other way, the darkest to lightest. Absolutely. I go lightest to darkest because if you make a mistake on the light part, you can just go over it with a dark marker or something. If you're going the opposite direction, you go darkest to lightest and you make a boo-boo. Well, unfortunately, the light marker is not going to go over the dark. marker. Hopefully that made sense. Made sense in my head. All right. Oops. Then we get this color. Like I said, I'm adding layer, 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 and layer. And that's why I said, coloring could really get repetitive after a little while, but that just means that you kind of see something than when you first originally started. Like I saw something completely different when I first started this piece just a few minutes ago. So now I see it in a whole different light because I see it come to life right here. That's why. All right. So now I'm going to work on the wings here. I'm going to put it like that. It's probably, yeah, I think that's probably better. All right. I didn't want to cheat and have white wings because that's kind of cheating a little bit. So I'm going to do this color, which is like a blue, which is a blue. But this is a sky blue light. So it really just, I mean, you can barely even tell that I color. Okay, I guess you can't tell. But I mean, it's not like that really vibrant in your face blues that we all know. So I wanted something that was a little more muted, a little more kind of quiet, if you will. Now, I'm gonna make sure. I don't even know. I don't even know if this is going to show up. Sometimes the markers, I mean, some of the markers that I get are just absolutely fantastic. The Blick Studio ones, like I'm using right now, these sometimes can be hit or miss, meaning they're not really consistent. I mean, for the most part, they are about 75 to 80%. They are consistent. So, like if you get this color blue that I'm using now, when you go buy it again, it may not be the same exact color. It may be something else. So you have to kind of play a little bit, but these markers aren't cheap either. And I want to have a marker that's going to work. So I'm going to get here because it didn't come out the way that I wanted it to. I'm going to add just a little gray here. Not too much because I don't want it to blend necessarily with the background, with the shadow that's behind him. Okay, now I can see it a little bit better. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me go check my comments. Okay, nothing else. Okay. All right. Oh, you know what? I just saw a piece that I completely missed on his cloth. I got this piece right here. That is not a tail. So I'm going to go back. I'm just going to clean. I'm going to get this all colored in. This color combination I'm using for his cloth here is also the color combination that I use when I'm doing blonde hair. Just a little side note. That is my phone. Somebody forgot that I was going live today. So just bear with me. My phone's going to ring. Should shut off any minute, any second. All right. So now, basically, I mean, he's done. But now, like I said, I'm going to do something in the background here because I want to show a little bit more off. Kind of just add a little something extra. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some clouds. Just add some clouds. Nothing major, but I'm doing these clouds kind of differently. And you'll see what I mean in just 1 second. All right, then I'm going to flip it over. All right, now I'm going to color them in. Now, no, these are not going to be gray clouds. This is not going to be a storm coming in. But this is going to be kind of like the shadow of the cloud. Oh, am I even showing? Kind of. Okay. There we go. So I'm trying to make sure that I have the picture all the way over, so you guys can. It's for the video, so you guys can see it. Try to get my hand out of the way. Okay. Wee boop. Wee boop. Okay. So now I'm going to color in down here where I also put some of those clouds. So all the episodes this month, guys, are not going to be Valentine related. I'm just going to tell you now. So I just wanted to start it off with this one because I like Chester Cherub. I just thought, something, just kind of kicking it off. It's like, we got to have fun. And there we go. There we go. So, but that's why I decided I chose him to do him this week as a cherub, just to kind of kick off. It is Valentine's Day. This is the first Valentine's hand-colored piece I've ever had, and it's the first time that I've ever colored Chester with markers. So I'm kind of killing two, and it's the first episode of the new season. So kind of a lot, and that's why I chose it. I wanted to do this one just for fun. All right, now we're going to add the clouds in the background. So I'm going to actually have another layer on top of the gray, which is going to be white. So it's like, well, Jeff, how are you going to do white? Because you got a white background. Aha. You shall see, my friend. You shall see. All right. All right, so how light is that? Okay, that's kind of, yeah, that's pretty light. So I'm hoping this is going to work out okay. I'm going to use a little bit darker of a blue. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now I want this to look a little sketchier, like a sketch. Of course, unfortunately, I have to get a new marker. Man, I just checked these the other day and they were all fine. All of a sudden, now they're all going kaputs on me. There we go. But I want this to look kind of sketchy, and the reason why, the background, because I don't want to draw the eye too much away from Chester. So if I do it, I notice that if I do it this way, I kind of make it a little sketchier, the background, the sky, in this case. It just kind of helps. It almost like it highlights, because you see, I'm not having the marker, oops, I'm not having the marker necessarily touch. It's okay. Chester, the blue anyway. You see that there? So it's almost like I'm adding another layer of white, like a white, like trim around him. Now, a lot of people I've talked to, they said that they like when I do that. There are some people who said, oh, just finish the whole background. I could, but sometimes when you're kind of in a pinch and you want to get it done, but you want it to look different, I do something like this. See, because like this, I love this. There you go. There he is. Move that over a little bit. And there's Chester the Cherub. So like I was saying, the background, it'll have in the clouds in there. You can kind of see the clouds a little bit, somewhat. And you can definitely see the sky. And like I was saying, I'm not going like line to line. Didn't want to color all that in and have it all be too perfect. Could I? Absolutely. But for this purpose, because I wanted it to look more of like a sketch, I kind of just did like the quick little sketchy kind of background. If that makes any sense. So there, just a cherub. Yeah. Let me go ahead and let me get this. Take my phone off here. So I don't hang up on you guys. Okay. All right. All right. So you can see that shadow actually really does help. Having that shadow right behind him. It's almost like he's popping off the page, which is exactly the look I was going for. All right. We're going to flip this around to my beautiful face. Uh, so there you go, guys. There you have it. The first episode of Coloring with Jeff. Yay! So I just want to say thank you to everybody who stopped by today. I really do appreciate it. Please feel free to share it, to share it. Sharing, carrying, comments, all that is always welcome. So please feel free to share this video. I'm very, very excited about this. This piece will be for sale. I'm going to put it up in my store in just a few minutes. But I'm going to get something to drink, take a little break, kind of clean up my area, and then I'll get it up there at some point today. So guys, I just again want to say thank you so much. I really do appreciate you guys stopping by and checking it out. I know that I went a little bit earlier than I normally do, but I'm going to be testing out some times. And because I need the natural light, which is starting to go away now and get a little cloudy, I might keep the 3 o'clock. Next week I will be again at 3 o'clock. After that, we'll just kind of play it all by ear. We'll see how it goes. But I hope to see you guys next week, Tuesday, right here. I know I'm kind of everywhere on Twitch, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, and of course on the Hanging with the Web Show TV network. So whew, that's a lot. So I do hope to see you guys next week, same time. And again, thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it. And I'll be seeing you guys hopefully soon. Don't forget to check out jeffbalkystudios.com before I let you go. Don't forget to check out the website because I did post some events and conventions that I'll be at. I still have to add some up there. I haven't done it yet, but I have to add some more up there. And I'm still waiting to hear back from a few for this year. So hopefully very soon I'll be posting a lot more. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next week.